hello, and welcome to the Southern Belle NOLA channel. I'm your hostess, Southern Belle, and this is the Sunday edition of the Bargains by Belle auction, my Sunday snack sale. And I want to say happy Easter to everybody. And co hosting today again is Kitty. Welcome, Kitty.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy Easter, everyone. Praise be. What a wonderful day it is.
Yep, to celebrate that Jesus has risen from the dead and that he still lives today in our hearts.
Amen. Amen, Belle. I'm looking forward to some yummy snacks and other items that you can't eat but are related to snacks.
Yes, absolutely. Today, in addition to snacks, we're going to be having some food flavored candles, some food related greeting cards, some beautiful um, ceramic coasters, some plates, a glass, some kitchen tools, even a beautiful teacup doormat. So, and of course, y'all can tell I decided to start out with some stationery and kitchen supplies for our $1 round. But before we tell everybody how this works, and before we say individual hellos, if you would, pretty please click the thumbs up for me and also click the share button and share me out on your YouTube community page, your Facebook, your Instagram, all your Discords, including mine, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, which is now called X. And if you're not already a member of my Discord, what are you waiting for? Discord is absolutely free. It makes me no money, but it is a great place to connect, to chat, to private message, voice call, video call, and to be able to contact each other outside of here, but also to be able to post your pictures and comment on other people's pictures. So, if anybody new is watching, let me tell you how this is going to work. So, go ahead and send me a registration email. Let me know your YouTube name, your real name, and your shipping address. That way, I know where to send your invoice and where to send the items you win. After you've sent me that registration email, then you can bid in the chat. The way you bid in my chat is in numbers. That way, I have a legal representation that you knew how much you were going to be charged on your invoice. But I want to let you know that you are obligated to pay for absolutely everything you bid on. All sales are final. All items are as is and where is. I do not cancel invoices at all, ever, for any reason. You simply have to live up to your responsibilities and commitments and pay for the things that you bid on. The choices of payment are Zelle or PayPal. Zelle is actually my preferred method of payment because there are absolutely no fees and it's guaranteed by the banking system. PayPal has big fees, but it is how you can pay with your bank card, your debit card, Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, Venmo, Apple Pay, and lots more choices. The method of shipping is with Pirate Ship. Pirate Ship is a discounted shipping service that works with both UPS and USPS in order to get the deepest discounted rate. Those deeply discounted rates are based on the weight of the package, the dimensions of the package, and the distance from your zip code. Mine, I'm shipping from the suburb of New Orleans, Louisiana. That's why my channel's name is called Southern Belle Nola. Nola for New Orleans, Louisiana. If there are any questions on registration, bidding, paying, shipping, y'all put them in the chat and we'll be glad to answer or better explain. I want to let you know that everything you buy today will get combined with what you bought last night and also what you buy tomorrow night at 7 p.m. with Haley and Jane and I. So that should be a fantastic auction. Then on Wednesday, Thursday, those are my days to pack and to invoice. And then we'll start everything all over again next Saturday for my Saturday, Sunday, Monday series of auctions. All right, let me scroll to the top. First in, I see CQ Kathy. Hello, hello, CQ. So glad you're here.
Hey, CQ. Happy Easter.
And once again to chat, and she'll also be making the list since Eminem is with Tyler and Hadley today. Rainbow cookie sprinkles.
Yay. Rainbow. Woohoo.
Next, I see our favorite teenager, Miss Shelby. Hello, hello, Shelby. Oh, Shelby, don't worry about that. Be with your family. There is absolutely nothing more important than family. So you just don't worry about our stream at all. We adults will take care of it. You just soak in all the moments you can with your family. Next, we have Janice. Hello, hello, Janice. And Janice is right. Let's click the thumbs up. Every broadcast, we seem to get less and less and less thumbs. For a while, we're getting up to 30 thumbs on a regular basis. And then we've dropped below that again. So I certainly need some thumbs.
Hello,
Next,
Jan.
here is our King Ballerino, Craig Wolf. All hail King Craig.
Hi, Craig. Happy Easter.
Yes, happy Easter to everybody. And I have to tell y'all, my Easter gets better and better with the more people who pop into the chat. Everybody is welcome. The more, the merrier. So I say, laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. Roll in your life, roll in your heart, roll in your soul. Roll on and on and on. And if you see one of our regulars who's not here, send them an email message, a Discord message. Maybe y'all are on Facebook or Instagram or something together. Y'all send out some messages and help me get some people in here. All right. We're going to start with a fun round we call Belle's Bargain Bonanza. And I know y'all expected me to start out either with food or paper plates, but I decided to do something different. Last week, paper plates didn't sell, even though I had the big ones. So I didn't bring any paper plates this week. I decided I would start with some stationery and other items. So first we have an iridescent cake topper, and hopefully y'all can see these pretty iridescent colors. And it says yay, so it's going to work for anything. Then next I have a 2-pack of knives. Sometimes it's great to have some extra knives just for spreading your cheese or your butter or taking on a picnic or even just for other things around the house. I know sometimes mother would use some with Play-Doh or something, but she'd always say, no, 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 not the good knives, not the good knives. So she usually had some extra ones for even non-food items. And this is a great way to keep up with them because they're separate, they're a different pattern, and they're tagged. And I do have multiple sets of these. All right, here's kind of a funny. It says, I know guac is extra, but so am I. I do want to let you know there is a little scuff right here. So if that matters to you, then this might not be for you. But you'll see every page has this funny little saying in it, and it is a big pad. You'll see these pads are taller than the pens, and y'all know how tall the pens are. This one has a tiny little scuff right here. It says, I'm not responsible for anything I say before coffee. And once again, you'll see every single pad is has that at the bottom, and of course they're lined. And then for pens, we've got fries, cola, avocado, and a lollipop. All right, looking for $1 starting bid for choice.
Belle, just take a little black. You can just take a little Sharpie, black Sharpie, and color those boo-boos in on there, and it's perfectly fine, at least on the black ones. You might try some white out on the white
You ab-
if you're finished.
well, I think it's only on the black here and only on the black here, but I'm a person that never up the boo boos because I don't want you to get it and think, oh no, that Southern Belle tried to trick us and cover it up. So I let y'all cover it up when you get it. Behind the scenes, I've heard that some other channels do that. And so after hearing that heartbreak, I thought, I don't ever want to be one of those channels. I would rather let y'all fix it and be honest with y'all, even if it's just a little dollar item. And Laurie's in for a dollar.
Do we have $1.25?
I want to let y'all know that the two long, tall list making notebooks are one and done. So if you're thinking about either of those notebooks, I only have one of each.
And if you wanted to put these on your refrigerator, all you needed to do is get a little magnet, glue it on the back, and you could stick them to your refrigerator or whatever metal you wanted to stick them to.
And something else I like about them is there's a little hole right here, which it's made that way so you could put it on a little nail. I like that about each of them as well. Don't know if y'all noticed this little hole that's so that you can hang it up if you want to on a nail or a little hook, like a cup hook.
That's always nice. Then you always know where your pad of paper is. Mine disappear all the time.
And really, these knives could even be, for some kind of grouting project outside or in your yard or the shed or something else.
Do we have $1.25? Oh, we're counting it down. Fair warning.
And I so appreciate y'all making time for me in your Eastern.
And we are sold to Lori for $1.
Okay, she's going for the coffee one. All right, great choice. That literally sounds like something Laurie would say. If y'all don't know Laurie, she loves, loves, loves her some coffee.
All right. Thank you very much, Lori. Anyone else?
We're going to be open to chat now. So if you didn't want to push the bid up, but you did want some of these items, now is your opportunity.
These pens sure are cute. And you've got a whole snack right in your pens. Albeit I wouldn't eat those. It's a lot of roughage. And that cake topper. How fun.
And
You
it's going
don't
to work for any occasion. You know, sometimes we think that the only time you eat cake is birthdays, but really, especially when you're growing up, you know, you got an A on that paper, put the yay in a cupcake or a meatloaf. You got a promotion at work. You got, you know, 1,000 likes on your upload. You got a goal on the soccer field. You know, so much of life needs to be celebrated with the small victories because if we just wait for the large victories, then sometimes we miss out. So hopefully this will give somebody a chance to celebrate some of the small victories.
Great idea, Bill. Great idea. If we all got congratulated like when we were babies, you know how often babies are congratulated for doing the little things constantly all day long, we would be a much better people. And be
Absolutely. Because if you've ever been around a toddler mom, you'll know, oh, look, she stood up. Oh, look, she sat up. Oh, look at that drool. Oh, look, she blinked. Oh, look, she smiled. You know, it is constant love and amazement and approval and adoration. And, you know, you just smile thinking, oh, it's so sweet that that mom really delights in every little thing. And as a single woman, you know, that's not my life. So I just kind of smile and nod and say, that's nice. But you're right. If we all had that all the time, it would be like a cheer squad or a round the clock pep rally. We would feel so empowered.
yes, we would. And
And
happy.
Lori's gonna frame it and hang it in her kitchen by the coffee maker. Okay.
That's cute,
Uh,
Laura. That's very
well,
cute.
last call on these. I'm about to move these to the side. I thought everybody was going to want these knife sets, two for $1. Because y'all have seen me sell spoons before. I usually sell an individual spoon for $3. So I thought two knives for $1. I need to make sure I have enough sets. But we can pass on these. They'll be available in the replay. All right. And then we'll see what we can get started with today. Okay. Next, we're going to start these at $2 for choice. Now, I think these are super handy. I don't know if y'all do a lot of marinating or a lot of glazing or demi glazing, um, or even a lot of basting. But I think these are super handy. These are brand new and sealed, so because I'm not going to sell y'all something used. And you'll see what it is it's the basting brush and it's the cup. And you'll see there's the whole well, that's in foreign language. That's not actually going to help you. But here it is. So $2. If you've ever been basting something and you have it just in like a ramekin, and then you have to look for a place to put your brush, and then half the time you end up spilling that ramekin, this is a way you're not going to spill the liquid. This is a way you have a place to put your brush in between. glazing, demi-glazing, or basting it. So, and one has a blue top and one has a white top.
What a brilliant idea.
And these normally sit fine, but because of the packaging, that's what's making them not sit right. That and my tablecloth. So just $2. Think about glazing that ham. I've heard in some parts of the country they can't get lamb. I know most of us eat lamb on Easter because Jesus was the lamb who was slain. But somebody told me a couple of years ago that they don't have lamb in the area, so she makes ham instead. And that fabulous glaze on a ham. I also like a glaze on shrimp. I know a lot of people down south prefer them fried, but I like glazed and grilled or sauteed.
I agree with that. I like to have a teriyaki glaze on mine. Do we have a starting bid of $2? $2. Starting bid, $2.
And this is also something you can take outside when you grill, mix it up inside and then take it outside because when you're grilling, you don't want those meats to dry out between the ambient air, between the hot coals. So a lot of time that's the problem with grilling is things dry out, but yet when you're basting it, glazing it, so I think even just the brush is worth the $2, or just the cup is worth $2. But here you're getting to say it.
This is a good deal. It's not just the deal. It's the
Okay, last call on these. We're going to move them aside then. All right, next $3 for choice. You can choose between a set of 2 scoops, and you'll notice these scoops are slightly different sizes. So whether you're using them for cereal, for grains, for rice. Now, I'm selling them as a snack sale item, but y'all know you could use these in your dog food. You could go outside and use these when you're planting your pots with your dirt. There are non-food items you could use these with, but still, you're going to get two, and they're pretty purple for $3. Or your other option for $3 is a set of 5 chip clips. Well, technically, they're not chip clips, they're multi-purpose clips. Because I have to tell you, I use these to close up gummies probably more than anything else, or to close up cereal. So, not necessarily chips per se, pretzels as well. So, and I love that they're different colors because then if you and your spouse or you and your child have the same snack and you want to know which one is yours and which one is his, you can tell it that way. Or maybe you're cooking and you tell somebody, oh, go grab the cheese. If they don't know which cheese is which, oh, the cheese with the red closure on it, the cheese with the purple closure on it. So $3 for choice.
I was thinking about that would the scoops, the purple scoops, would look really pretty in a flour tub. I keep my flour in a big tub because of how much I use it, and it would just that purple with the white flour would look really pretty, like a jewel in the flour tub.
It would, and it would help you to find it as well. Because sometimes when your flour or sugar is really full, sometimes it's like, wait, did I accidentally bury my scoop in there? So the color would help you to locate it.
Exactly. And those clips, the clip. Oh, you could even get the clips, and then you'd have a matching purple with the match with a matching scoop. Color
And
cord.
absolutely. And I'll tell you something else my late parents did with these clips is my mother did a lot of crafts and she would use these clips when she was gluing. So because this way the clip would hold whatever was down and she'd say, no, 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 don't bump the table and remind me in half an hour. I'm going to go and unclip it and see if it held because apparently you need pressure with certain types of glue in order to keep it sticking. And I've noticed that even just with envelopes, that if you don't press down and hold for long enough, sometimes they'll pop right back up. So having some type of clip, you can clip things down, it can be super helpful.
You can also use these on some tables to hold like if you're out in a picnic and the table isn't too thick, you can clip these on to keep your tablecloth on the table.
Okay, last call on these. Let me move these aside. All right, next $2 for choice. I have some sandwich cutters. So when I was growing up, these fancy sandwich cutters didn't exist. I had a mom who tried her best to cut a sandwich into a heart or into some other shape, but she just didn't quite get it right. And half the time I couldn't tell what it is. But I love with these sandwich cutters, you get multiple pieces and they are formulated to use the entire sandwich so that you don't have a lot of scraps left. So this first one is two dolphins and a heart.
How pretty.
And not only would these be cute for lunch boxes, but think about when you're having a party, whether it's an under the sea party, a um, a nautical party, a luau, so many things that these dolphins could fit in with that theme.
And here's a hint: cut the bread before you put the filling in it. If you try to do it afterwards, it makes a big mess.
Okay, here is the next one. Here you get two dinosaurs. And keep in mind, even though these are super thick for sandwiches, you can use these on just toast, on pancakes, on waffles, on brownies, on so many other foods.
Well, I'm going to start the bidding at 2.
Okay, fantastic. Here's the next choice. This one is a mold or a shaper. So this is not for sandwiches. You pour into here your dough, your batter, your jello. So put this as an option. This one is a one and done. All right, now we're looking for 225.
And don't be shy about bidding me up. I don't mind at all. Do we have a bid of 225? Sorry, my tongue is getting all twisted today.
Happens to all of us sometimes.
Y'all might think it's silly, but I use these on Terry's sandwiches just to add some fun to it. And my granddaughters came over when I was making him his sandwich, and I had to give mine to them because they liked them so much.
All right. Anybody else for 225? If not, we're going to count this down.
I never did think of the pancakes though, Belle. Thank you for giving me that idea.
You're mighty welcome.
I am going to try it on his waffle too, just because I'm curious. Because trying to cut those waffles into something interesting sometimes is a bear. Fair warning. And sold to me. And I will take all three, please.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Let me see which ones I have duplicates of. Okay, here's the dino. Here is the dolphins and this one. Okay, anybody else?
It's open to the chat now.
Yes, yes.
Do we have any takers? What is everybody doing today for Easter, or what have you done for Easter? If you don't sharing, it's okay if you don't. Even if you just looked up at the sky and marveled at the clouds, if you have any.
Well, I'm just so glad that y'all chose to be here for Easter. The next item is going to be $2. It is a huge 48-piece cutlery set. So for that $2, you're going to get 16 spoons, 16 forks, 16 knives, a total of 48 pieces for only $2.
Welcome in, Josh.
Hey, Jocelyn, I'm so glad you could be here.
Happy Easter to you too. She says, Happy Easter, Belle, and everyone. Can't stay long, busy cooking, etc. with family.
Okay, well, happy Easter to you too.
Do we have a starting bid of $2? And Lori says, my grandson loves when his mama uses these on his sandwich.
Aw.
A testimonial. Thank you.
Yes, Laurie had gotten some of those previously.
My grandchildren know that they can come over and anything they like, they pretty much can have as long as they ask.
Aw.
Yeah. Do we have a bid of $2? I always keep these around, especially on those times when I just don't feel like doing dishes. Some days even putting the dishes in the dishwasher is like, oh, I just don't feel like doing it.
Well, and I'll tell you, while I don't use a whole lot of silverware because I'm just one person, so often I'm worried about little food particles between the tines of a fork. So I use these just so I don't have to worry. Did I completely get it clean? Is all the bacteria in between the tines of the fork clean? I just feel so much better when I'm not relying on my own ability to clean silverware and I'm just using something fresh and new and clean.
I understand that. My grandmother used to wash all of her dishes in bleach water just for that very reason.
But was she ever scared she wasn't going to get all of the bleach off, though, and it might accidentally make it into the mouths of the people she was eating? I'd be more scared about accidentally getting bleach in somebody's mouth.
No,
Oh
she
my.
was very, very conscious about rinsing
Okay.
the dishes off very well. My other grandma used to wash every single dish before she put it in the dishwasher.
My mother did that. She was a wash before you wash kind of a lady.
Hmm.
Okay. Next, I don't think I've ever had a rug before. I don't think I've ever had a rug at the Sunday snack sale. But this one is filled with teacups. Look how pretty it is. So I just felt like it went with our theme. So this is technically a doormat. I accidentally called it a rug. My apologies. I only have one. It is water absorbent. It is fade resistant. You can use it indoors or outdoors. It's a huge size of 18 by 24. It has rubber on the back, and it's going to be $6. $6. Let me see if I can get y'all an aerial view here. It's so
That is,
big, it's hard to show on screen.
no,
You can see the little mouse lights up.
it's showing very nicely.
Oh, good. I was going to say,
And
I don't think I can hold the camera up that long, but I wanted y'all to be able to see it.
it has my favorite. But are those butterflies?
No, no, no,
They're
no. It has pretty little flowers.
flowers. Okay. Flowers and red and blue. That would be perfect for 4th of July.
Oh, I'm so sorry to tell you these are pink. These
Oh,
are magenta.
I am so sorry.
Well, the very top looks a little reddish, but the cups themselves are magenta.
Oh,
So,
do we have a bid of $6? Those are absolutely adorable. And it
didn't know
doesn't
if
look
y'all would let me bring a rug, but I thought, a couple of weeks ago, socks were popular, and somebody even asked me to get duplicates of socks, which I did. And so I thought, well, while I'm getting not food items that are food related, I might as well just try this rug. And if it doesn't go over well, I'll just have to show it at a nighttime auction.
and is the back isn't very slippery. I mean, it doesn't it stays on the ground.
So it's got rubber on the back so that it's slip resistant. Once again, it's for indoor or outdoor use. It is water absorbent, it is fade resistant, and it is 18 by 24. But if there is no interest, then I'm going to move it aside.
About
Next,
I
yes, ma'am.
think I will put in a bid for that.
Okay. All right. We've got six. We're looking for 625. Thank you so much, Kitty.
That was just too cute to pass up.
I was going to say, I'll never find another one like it. So get it now because it's not something I can go back and get duplicates of.
I like ordering out of state because in our town everybody has the same thing and I've never seen this anywhere else. So I'm going to have something nobody else does.
Ooh, that's a really great point. Because you can drive down my street and you'll see, oh, Saints fan, Fleur de Lis, Magnolia. And that's basically the three things you see are Saints stuff, Fleur de Lis, and Magnolias. So anytime somebody has something different, maybe it's a college team from out of state, maybe it's some animal that just happens to be their favorite, you're like, oh, That's the house with all the squirrel stuff. That's the house where they have the blue jays. That's the house. So I love when people pick some signature icon animal flower and they design a motif around it.
Very good point. Very good point. In my neighborhood, it's a lot of Raiders fans. Except in this house, we are Rams and 49ers fans. I'm the Ram and Terry's the 49er.
Okay. All right. And we are sold, sold, sold.
Thank you, Belle.
Thank you. All right. $2 starting bid for choice. Once again on socks. And some of you will say, we saw these socks before. You absolutely did. I felt so bad that I blinked and they sold out. So when y'all said, can you get some more? Can you get some more? I ordered more and they take a while to arrive, but I got some more in. So here's the hamburger. Here's the fries.
Uh-oh.
Here is the calamari.
Oh.
Here's the eggs. And the donuts.
Oh, a whole meal in socks.
Yes, 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 yes.
Do we have a starting bid of $2, right?
Yes, they are
Okay.
lady sizes. One size fits most.
Starting bid of $2. Choice of socks. Hamburger, French fries, calamari, eggs, and donuts.
I'm trying to remember who requested them. I am so bad about keeping track of who requested what, but I know it was on the list to see if I could order.
$2.
Just imagine when that spouse or son or grandson says, hey, can you pick me up a burger? And you walk in and say, oh, here's a burger. Oh, wait,
No.
these are socks. I asked for a burger. Did you look at the socks? Well, yeah, I mean, they're nice socks. Oh, the socks have a burger. I didn't specify a burger to eat. Okay. All right.
And Lori says, gave the egg one to my great nephew because he loves. Oh, my thing is in the way of the heart. Socks.
Oh, that's fantastic, Laurie.
Excuse me.
Well,
Well,
eggs are a great source of protein, and so many people like breakfast for dinner, even if they don't get up early enough to have breakfast for breakfast. I just feel like eggs are one of those all day foods. Of course, I might say that, a donut to some people is an all day food, and some people would say they could eat fries with anything.
that's
And if
me.
they're Rally's fries, then I would say, yeah. If y'all haven't tried Rally's fries, I know not a lot of states have Rally's. A few states have Checkers instead. They are so well seasoned that they do not taste like any of the regular fries.
Yum. Well, I'm going to start the bid at $2.
Okay, thank you, Kitty. I'm so glad I didn't order these in vain.
No. I am a sock addict.
Oh, well, sock addict, meet Laurie, my other sock addict. She would say that about herself. I'm not doxing her. She said that many times during her co hosting. So it's funny that I tend to trade co hosts that are all sock addicts, one for another. Oh. Now, Laurie and you are going to have something to talk about behind the scenes. Laurie used to share these fabulous photos of her socks, of the way she organizes her socks, of the way she displays her socks, of the way she stores and bins them up and puts them on display and has them just available for guests. I love that. So
How
even if you
cute.
just like sock pictures, she has great sock pictures on Discord.
My grandchildren have what they call crazy sock day, where they wear a different sock, a different theme of sock on their feet, match they where they don't match. And they
Oh,
love to wear these socks because nobody else has these kind of socks.
oh. So maybe a hamburger on one foot and a fry on the other, a donut on one foot and an egg on the other. And calamari with anything is going to be cutting edge.
Exactly. And I have the hamburgers, but I don't have the French fries. And both of them,
Oh,
even though these socks on their little feet are a little big, but it doesn't matter. They still have fun with them.
well, let's go ahead and count it down so we can get to picking.
Going twice, fair warning. Crazy. That's the word I couldn't see behind the heart on my. Gave the egg to my great nephew because he loves crazy socks. That's what Lori said.
I guess Crazy Socks must just be a Gen Z Zoomer thing then. I never thought about socks being crazy, but in comparison to things that I think of as crazy, I like that socks are what's now considered crazy. It's a lot nicer and sweeter than some of the things I'd think of as crazy. Oh. All right,
Oh,
congratulations to Kitty. Let's see which one or one she picks. There are no multiples, so
all right. I'm going to do a clean sweep.
oh, great idea. Okay, woohoo. Okay, next $2 for choice. I have these nutritional high energy Cliff bars. The first one is cool mint and chocolate. They're great for sustained energy, and you don't have to be climbing a cliff like they show in the picture. You could just be running errands or doing yard work or housework and just not have time to stop and make a meal. Here's the next one. It is chocolate chip. Here is the next one, white chocolate macadamia nut. All right, three options.
Don't you wish you'd eat those and you feel like climbing a cliff, though?
Well, you have to remember there are no cliffs in the bayou.
Oh,
So, I mean, we very rarely have places that even have steps here. So,
oh, we have a lot of cliffs.
I know you do. I know you do. So,
And a
your
lot of,
geography is so much different than mine. We're below sea level here. So, we can't even bury people in the ground because they just
right.
float.
That's right. Do we have a starting bid of $2? $2. These look really yummy. Cool chocolate mint. Cool mint chocolate, I'm sorry. And chocolate. tip and white chocolate macadamia nut. Oh, how could you go wrong on that one? Except for Belle.
Well, those macadamia nuts, they're expensive.
Oh, yes, they are. Oh, yes, they are.
And nuts are such good protein.
Yes.
All right, well, last call on these if there's no interest. Okay, here's something new that I've never sold before. And my parents used to love this, and they would use it on everything except what it's intended for. This is going to be $2. And this is onion recipe soup and dip mix. Now, my parents never actually used it on soup. Even though it's a soup mix, they never actually used it on soup. They would use it with sour cream and dips. When my mother wanted to be on a diet, instead of mixing it with sour cream, she would get the unscented yogurt and mix it into yogurt. And we never knew the difference because the flavor is so rich, you could mix it in with anything that had no taste or no flavor, and you're just going to get the flavoring of the packet. She would even use this on meats or in rice, anything that needed a little extra flavor. And let me see how many is in here. You get 2 envelopes. So it's not just one, you're getting 2.
That sounds really good. And making the dip. Oh, who doesn't love a nice onion dip? Yum,
It
yum,
gives you
yum.
a reason to eat more vegetables.
That's true.
Because I have to
That,
admit, I'm that snob that won't just eat broccoli to eat broccoli. I'll eat broccoli when there's a dip, but just by itself, I just can't do it. Oh, hi, Lisa. Welcome, Lisa Anderson.
welcome in. Welcome in. Do we have a $2 start for the onion dip or soup mix?
And on the side, they give you a recipe for meatloaf, and here is the various instructions.
I'll tell you, I never did think about putting this in rice.
Oh, it really zips up a plain rice because rice is one of those things that doesn't have a whole lot of taste on its own.
Hmm.
But yet, if you're just using a white rice, a brown rice, um, to me, it adds a lot of flavor.
That's a good one because I make a lot of Spanish rice.
Oh,
That would be nice to try this. So I'm
and
going to
Rainbow
start.
says she adds it to roast. Okay.
It's also very good in stews. This you put a packet in with your stew mix, your stew.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so good. So I'm going to start the bid at $2.
Okay, that's fantastic. I never thought about putting it on roast or stews. Down here, any meat that's dark, we tend to put a lot of spices or Cajun seasoning. But I do know it's excellent on chicken. My mother used to have this marinade of this onion soup mix and Italian salad dressing. And she would put chicken breasts, chicken cutlets, any kind of chicken piece in there, and it imbued it with taste before she ever cooked it.
Wow. Do you have her recipe?
That is the recipe.
You should send that to me on Discord. Terry always trying to
It's so funny, Kitty. When I went away to college, I my mother gave me a cookbook, and that she hand wrote. But all of the pages were that way. It was marinade. It was a packet of onion soup mix and um, salad dressing. You know, it was two ingredients. And she's like, follow the recipe on the back of the box. And everything was that way. It was one box macaroni and cheese and caramelized some onions and add it to. You know what I'm saying? They were not recipes because she didn't really cook with a lot of ingredients and she didn't do hard and complicated stuff. It was a lot of buy this and then follow the instructions on the back of the box.
That's very
So,
cute. Very cute.
oh, and it was a serious cookbook. She really thought she was helping me out, but she just wasn't much of a cook and didn't use a lot of ingredients. So,
Well, that's a precious book. That's a precious, precious book. She put she put her time and effort into something, whether it really helps you or not. That's precious. You had a good mom.
I did. I did.
Okay, I will take. If you have two, I'll take
Okay,
two boxes.
fantastic. Anybody else?
We're open to chat. And Rainbow, if I ever get a roast, I am going to try that on the roast. Although with just Terry and I get things like that, and I have to give most of it to the kids, which they don't mind.
Okay, next. I must have just been on a soup kick this week because I also found another set of soups. I didn't buy every variety. I bought two and then I thought, well, I'll tell y'all what the others are. And if you're interested, I will go back and get the others. I have a 3 bean chili soup mix. I have a cheddar and broccoli soup mix. They also have a cream of potato and a chicken noodle soup. But this is not a single can of soup. This is a family size that makes 8 servings. 8 servings. So this is going to start out at $4. And the instructions are very simple. Here they are. You bring 8 cups of water to a boil. You add in the soup mix, then you reduce the heat, salt and pepper to taste. So this is, the kind of way that my mother made dinner, and a lot of people do. Now, could you add things in? Of course. You could definitely add things in. But this is one packet that's going to give you 8 servings. So that's 50 cents a serving, which is, in my opinion, a really affordable meal. Now, this is way, way, way too much food for me. But some of y'all have gatherings, have family coming over, or you make it and then you put it in containers in your freezer. And when you don't have time to cook something live, you just, oh, let me thaw some soup and we'll have that for dinner. Or maybe you got a special bread or you made a special bread. And so you save that soup for when you had the special bread.
And I have to say, this brand of soup is so good. It's just really tasty. They put the right amount of seasonings in them. Sometimes these certain soups, they go a little bit overboard on the salt, but these are very good. They're tasty, they're warming, first of all, and I do what she says. I put things in the freezer so that I can do quick things for Terry, because it is just he and I most of the time.
Right.
And when the son comes to visit, he always checks it out what he can get out of the freezer and warm up fast.
Nice. All right. Well, last call on this, and then we're going to have a $1 round.
We have any bids for $4?
It's a one pot meal.
Fix it and leave it. Let your crock pot or the stove do it for you.
Okay, let me move these aside then. All right. Well, next we're going to have a fun $1 round.
Yay! $1. Woohoo!
Okay, we're going to start with some of these bars. The first one is peanut butter with dark chocolate. It's a nut bar, and the number one ingredient is peanuts. And it's also gluten free. Look how yummy it looks.
Hello, Lisa. Welcome in. Happy
Hello,
Easter.
Lisa. Did Evie hunt for eggs, or are y'all having the rain that I'm having? Oops, I grabbed two of this thing. All right, this next one is cashew, cherry, and dark chocolate. This one is a fruit and nut bar, and the number one ingredient in this one is cashews. This one's also gluten free, and look how yummy it looks. Looking for $1 starting bid for choice. Next, I have a chocolate chip, chocolate dipped granola bar, and look how yummy it looks. So you got chocolate chips on the inside. Thing is dipped in chocolate. That's going to be your next option. I have knoppers, and knoppers are a 5-layer bar, 5 layers of wafers with a creamy, milky layer in between and a hazelnut cream in between. So that's what it looks like.
There goes my tummy. I'm getting hungry. Too bad I just can't reach for the screen and get some.
Oh.
We're looking
And
for.
next, I have a cinnamon toast crunch. Now, I don't always try the items I have. In fact, most of the time, I just save them for y'all. But this particular week, I decided to let myself try this. And in case you're wondering what this tastes like, much to my surprise, this is like a Rice Krispie treat, which I was not expecting, but it's lighter. It's not as heavy and dense and thick as a Rice Krispie treat, and it really is imbued with the taste of cinnamon, and it has the lightness of a piece of toast. So when it calls itself Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I want y'all to know that it's not a heavy, dense bar, that it's really light.
That sounds really good. Do we have anyone in for $1? It's Belle's Bargain Bonanza.
Oh,
Everything.
what's your new video going to be, Lisa? Are you trying foods from my auction? Or it could be something else. Oh, it's probably from your trip to Indiana, which turned out to be Kentucky. Hey, they're adults. If they choose to go somewhere else or farther or whatever, that, they can do that. Just because they told me Indiana doesn't, I don't hold them to that. I'm not their mommies. Anybody for $1?
Only $1.
All
It's
right, well, we can move these to the side and get back to our full price items. I still have some new stuff to show. I'm excited to show these huge family size boxes of Mott's cereal. I didn't even know until this week that Mott's made anything other than applesauce. And I've also been able to get more refills of taffy. I know some of y'all really enjoy the specialty flavors of taffy that I have.
Hello,
Okay,
Shelby. Welcome back.
welcome back. All right, last call on these then. All right, let me move these to the side then. I guess I should have gone with cards instead. Oops. Well, we still have more dollar rounds to try.
Yes,
Hope
we
you all
do.
have something to your liking. All right, let me move the camera back and $4 rainbow. We are going to start this huge box of Mott's cereal. It is by General Mills. It is so big, it says family size. And some of you are going to be saying, well, how big is it? It is so big that it is 1 pound. Yes, it's over a pound. I know. Cereal over a pound, not 8 ounces, not 10 ounces, not 12 ounces. It is 20.8 ounces. Woo-wee. Hi, Patty. So glad you're here. Happy Easter. So, and this Mott's cereal is apple cinnamon flavor. There are no colors from artificial sources, and it's made with apple puree. The date on these is November 23rd. So, looking for $4 for this 20.8 ounce box. Let's see if I can get it all the way in the frame here.
Welcome
And
in,
I
Pat.
only have 3 of these boxes, and I won't be able to get more.
Welcome in, Patty. Happy Easter to you. So great to see you.
Absolutely. We've been missing you.
Hi, Lynette. Welcome in.
Hi, Lynette. I'm so glad you could be here. We've been missing you too. When
We,
I showed uh, dragonflies the other night, I absolutely thought about you.
do we have a starting bid of $4? These look really yummy. Whether you use them for with milk in it, or you use them as a snack like we do in my family.
And I love that Mott's has been around since 1842.
My granddaughter, she doesn't eat cereal with milk in a bowl, but she puts her cookies in a bowl with milk.
Okay.
Figure that one out.
Oh, no sorries needed. We just wanted to let you know that we care about you, we love you, and we miss you. So, but we are delighted that you're here now. We also hope to see you back Monday. I hope you're feeling better, sweetheart.
And if you think about something or you saw something, you watched the replay, please tell Belle. Maybe she can bring it back up for you to see and look at.
All right. Well, last call on this huge box of 20.8 ounces of Mod cereal.
I'm going to put a starting bid of $4 in. I did
Okay.
not know I did not know Mott's made anything other than applesauce and juice.
I didn't either. I was so surprised when I found it, and then I saw the General Mills, and I'm like, oh. So I'm not a whole lot of a cereal connoisseur. Now and then I will get some cereal. So I could have just been missing it.
Well, I have never seen it around here, so maybe it's something that's in your part of the woods.
Could be.
The Shelby surely makes it sound good. Mott's apple cinnamon cereal, tasty. Apple cinnamon cereal with warm, fruity flavor, perfect for breakfast or snacking. Sweet apple taste with a hint of cinnamon. These
Anybody for 425? If not, we're going to count this down and then see if Kitty wants one, two, or all three.
going once. Lisa says, "I love that spring is finally here."
Yes. Although with gas prices, how many of y'all can even drive to the store and back for $4? And that's assuming that you had the energy to park, walk all the way into the store, walk down all the aisles searching for it, and that the store you went to actually had it. I can't tell you how many stores I drive all the way to, I search the shelves, and there's either not anything that I think y'all will like, or there's not anything at a price point that will work for the auction. So it takes a lot of time and gas, just the searching.
It certainly does.
All right, we're sold to Kitty. Will it be one, two, or all three?
I think I'm going to get one.
Okay. So we've got two left. If anybody else in the chat wants to try these delicious apple cinnamon cereals. And once again, the date on these is November 23rd. So you've got a long time and no colors from artificial sources, no artificial flavors. And it has 12 vitamins and minerals. So makes it so healthy.
I'm
Carrie
going to go.
Z, hello, hello, and happy Easter. I'm so glad you're here. All right,
Don't.
got two more of these huge family size cereals left with 20.8 ounces.
We're open to the chat. Happy
And now
Easter.
don't forget to click the thumbs up, pretty please, as y'all are all coming in.
Happy Easter, Carrie. And Lisa says that is a good price for cereal. It sure is.
All right, well, last call then. All right, I was trying to wait for Doreen, but I don't know if Doreen is going to be here. So I'm going to show you some of the taffy that I got refills of. It's going to be $3 starting bid for choice. So the first one is maple. It is chewy, it is soft. The date on these is, here we go, September. So maple is going to be your first flavor. Second flavor is going to be hot cocoa. And once again, I think they're all September dates, but I'll keep showing y'all. $3 for choice. Next, cotton candy. Once again, September. Vanilla peanut butter. And the last flavor is an assortment. This assortment called Gooey Chewies has peppermint stick, chocolate cocoa, and festive eggnog.
We have a starting bid of $3 for choice. I don't think there's one that sounds yummier than the next one. And there is the one bag that has several different flavors in it. $3 for choice, starting bid.
And each of the candies inside is individually wrapped.
You have a great night too, Patty. Jump back
Oh,
in.
bye, Patty. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hope to see you tomorrow night, too.
We have the starting bid. You've got, I like the Gooey Chewies. I think that sounds so cute. Gooey Chewies. Above that, and that's the bag that has several different flavors.
Right? It's got the peppermint, the chocolate cocoa, and the eggnog.
3 different flavors. Eggnog, that sounds really good. And you have vanilla peanut butter, the maple, hot cocoa, and cotton candy.
Okay, last call on these then. Y'all let me know what you'd like to see.
I wonder what's coming up next.
Okay.
Always...
Next, I have these gorgeous glasses. They say home sweet home. Great size for water, kind of a stemless water glass, or for juice. They'd also be a great size for a fruit cup, for ambrosia, for jello, $2. And look how pretty, gorgeous flowers. And they say home sweet home. And I do have multiples if you need to say it.
Those are very pretty.
Thank you.
We have a starting bid. What was the starting bid, Belle?
$2.
Thank you. Starting bid of $2.
And if y'all haven't already clicked the thumbs up, you'll help me out. That's a way to let YouTube know that you approve of my YouTube channel, that you approve of my content, so that they will share it out.
Lisa, I hope you feel better, honey.
Oh, I hope you feel better too. You might want to watch the replay. I have some entire pound bags of gummy bears.
Oh my.
Most of the time I have like a little 3-ounce bag or 4-ounce bag. I have some entire pounds. So it's going to be an excellent deal.
And Rainbow
Lisa happens to love gummies.
Rainbow says, I have those glasses and love them.
Oh, I'm so glad you do. I have the hardest time remembering what y'all have already received and what's still in the mail to you. So I knew she bought these, but I didn't know if they had arrived all the way in Alaska. Y'all would not believe how long it takes for things to arrive. It's like a month. So,
Well, it's better than horse and carriage days. It would take 6 months then.
well, I don't think horses and carriage go to Alaska. I think you have to send by flight or boat, if I recall what Rainbow has said. I think it's flight and boat are the choices, but I could be remembering that.
I was thinking of the old days where they just did everything by horse and wagons. It would take
Well, I
six.
think for the continental US, it probably worked that way.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Iditarod for them. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, it would take 6 months to get, and then they had to go between snowstorms before they could get stuff up there. Oh, what a world!
Okay, we're going to pass on this. Okay, next, I wish I had shown these while Jocelyn was here. However, I had other stuff stacked on them at the time. Maybe she'll watch the replay. She keeps telling me that she has a daughter who's vegetarian. I had these last week. I have just a couple few left. And after the auction, Kitty said, I want to buy you one of those because I want you to be able to taste it so that you can describe it better next week. So these are still going to be $4. And like I said, I only have a few left. But if you were wondering, what does a meatless barbecue taste like? What does jackfruit taste like? How does it work? What do you do with it? I suddenly have all the answers thanks to Kitty. So this was actually my dinner last Sunday night. Now, the reason it tastes like barbecue are two reasons. If you've ever seen pulled pork or even pulled chicken, the way the jackfruit is it has membranes, kind of like pineapple. So therefore, it does look pulled when you open it and look into it. And the reason it tastes like sweet barbecue, notice it says sweet barbecue, not tangy barbecue, not spicy barbecue, not vinegar barbecue, but sweet barbecue. I would really say Hawaiian barbecue. It tastes like Hawaiian barbecue because the jackfruit has a natural sweetness. It is not as sweet as pineapple, but it has some of the sweetness of pineapple. It has the texture and the membrane like pineapple. And I was so surprised how really convincing it is. Also, once y'all notice that this is a huge 8-ounce package. When you buy tuna or chicken, those are 2-ounce packages. So 8 ounces. So I was able to make this into a bunch of meals. So you'll see here, they suggest putting it on tacos. They suggest putting it on sandwiches. They suggest putting it on nachos. They suggest putting it with rice. And if you want to heat it up, there's the choice of microwave or stovetop. And I'll tell you, I initially heated it up in the microwave, but because obviously I couldn't eat 8 ounces at one time, when I went back for leftovers, I ate it at just room temperature and I liked it that way. I'm not really sure why they wanted you to heat it up because it's fruit, so it's not like you need to heat it up for safety. I really like it just room temperature. All right, Jocelyn's in for 4. Anybody for 425? Oh, and it really does have this coloring to it thanks to the barbecue sauce. So it doesn't look like fruit at all.
Well, it certainly sounds good. certainly sounds yummy.
So if you're looking for a plant-based um, meat alternative, this one will make you not miss meat because it has a meatiness to it. It's very thick and hearty. You'll feel like you're eating something.
That sounds wonderful. And it's also good for those Friday meals that a lot of us have with no meat in it on Fridays.
Or like a meatless Monday too.
Right? Or meatless Monday.
But even if you're making a lunch to take with you to work or school when everybody else is having their sandwich, or even in kids' lunch boxes, as long as they have something on bread or a bun, nobody's going to tease them like, oh, you didn't get meat again, you didn't get a sandwich, you just having a salad, because it looks like a real lunch. Okay, we are sold to Jocelyn. Jocelyn, how many of these would you like? I
Well,
have, let's see, I have six left, and these are something I won't be able to get again. In fact, I went back to the place I got these from because last week Kitty had said, well, if you can get one without the sauce, I'll take that. And with any order, I always go back to the source and try to get it, but it's never a guarantee. And surely enough, they were sold out of the sauceless, they were sold out of the sweet barbecue. So I was glad that I bought the ones I did while they were still available. Because so many times with restaurant suppliers, with food liquidators, they get a case of something in, and the next time you go back, it's gone. They're just not able to keep the same stuff in supply.
welcome in, Chewy, and Jossie will take two.
Hi, Chew. All right, here's two for Jocelyn. All right, anybody else?
Don't forget thumbs up, please. I'm going to take two also.
Okay, here's two for you. And I've got just two left. Anybody for the last two? This is it, the last two. Remember, these are 8 ounces. So I
Definitely.
was able to make a whole bunch of meals from these. I think I ended up with 4 sandwiches out of this. So that was like, 50 cents a serving. Or no, I'm sorry, $1 a serving. Okay, well, I will put these aside. They'll be available on the replay or next week. All right, well, while we're talking about vegetarian items, from Good Health, I have veggie chips. These are going to be $3. They are made with avocado oil. The date on these is not until May, and they are sea salted, and I think they look so pretty when you open them. They literally look this way. They've got these pretty colors, they've got these waves to them. You'll see these are non-GMO, they're gluten free, they're made with avocado oil. All right, anybody need some sea salted veggie chips?
And a starting bid of $3. Do we have a starting bid of $3, please? They look really yummy. Probably better than regular chips for you, I would think.
Oh, of course.
And avocado oil is, to me, it's more flavorful. than just regular kind of oils they use in a chip. It's rounder. It got a little bit of a kind of a smoky flavor, but not smoky. I mean, not like it's burnt or anything like that. It's one of those oils that you use that you go, that tastes better, but you don't know why.
Okay. All right. Well, last call on these veggie chips. All right. Next, $2 for choice. First choice is going to be a Mediterranean meal. This is a pasta with meat sauce. It is a hearty bolognese meat sauce with tender beef and aromatic herbs that dance on your pasta. Dress it up with some Parmesan shavings or chopped basil. That's going to be your first option. Your second option from That's Smart is scalloped potatoes with a creamy sauce mix. And you can add butter or margarine if you want to. Looking for $2. Let me show y'all the dates on these. The date on this one is May. And the date on this one is also May. $2 for choice.
$2. $2. And scalloped potatoes are so easy to add a protein to, whether it's just, I know Belle doesn't like crumbled beef, but you could put um, a hamburger. You could fry a hamburger up and just have, and there you have your scalloped potatoes, a can of string beans, and a protein.
But you could also add ham, you could add chicken, you could add leftover turkey or whatever you might have, or a canned protein as well.
Exactly, exactly. It's really simple to just put it together real quick, especially if you're just cooking for one or two people. Then you don't have a lot of leftovers either. Or with the bag of pasta and meat sauce, you don't need to have the cans of pasta sauce, and you don't need to have an extra bag of pasta. It's all there right in one bag. Excellent choice for $2. We have a starting bid of
And
$2.
these just go in the microwave for 60 seconds. And it's an entire meal in the pouch.
I can't wait to get mine because that's the first thing I'm going to open. Starting bid of $2.
All right, we move these aside. Okay, next I have Tic Tac Chewies. These are $2. It's a sour adventure. It is crunchy on the outside, but chewy on the inside. And here is the flavor list. It is cherry, lemon, orange, apple, and grape. And only 110 calories. $2.
How interesting. I'm in for $2.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Do we have a
Anybody for 225?
225? You couldn't find that in the stores for that amount. $2.25. A good thing to stick in your purse to have as a quick boost of sugar and
And
something.
they use natural sources. So a lot different than the regular Tic Tacs. It's always fun when companies try to make something that's a little different, a little new, a little better.
Do we have a bit of 2.25?
If not, we're going to go ahead and count it down to Kitty.
Please excuse my voice today. I have a little bit of allergies going, but my voice is a little scratchy today. I'm so sorry.
Well, a scratchy voice is so much better than a scratchy background. So,
Use the noise for just a second. I'm grabbing my water if anybody hears anything. And I'm glad you can't hear Randy today. He has been crowing up a storm in the backyard.
well, at the beginning, we had lots of ambient noise, but after, 5 or 10 minutes, it just cleared up fine.
Oh, good. I'm so glad for that. And I did
Me
figure
too.
out put my phone on do not disturb.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, we are sold to you. The question is, how many?
I would like two, please.
Okay. And now we're going to open it up to chat. Here's two for Kitty. Anybody else?
Tic Tac Chewy Sour Adventure, fun and fruity. Chewy Tic Tacs with a sour twist. Bold, tangy flavor. Soft, chewy texture. Perfect for snacking or on the go. Sweet and sour.
Okay, last call on these then. Next, let me talk to those coffee lovers, please. I found these. Now, I don't really know the difference in coffee and cappuccino and latte. I see that the brand is Coffee Delight. The flavor of this one says cappuccino, although I did also see some in latte. So if somebody would prefer latte over the cappuccino, I can go back and get you one in the latte instead. It says it's a chewy candy, and it says there's no high fructose corn syrup, no added colors, no preservatives. Um, Coffee chewy candy filled with cappuccino flavor. All right, $3.
Do we have a starting bid of $3?
And the
Starting bid.
winner can just let me know if they prefer cappuccino or latte.
Candy in a wrapper. Coffee. Coffee in a wrapper.
Or you might want to try each flavor and then compare to see what the difference is.
Exactly.
And even just the little wrappers are really pretty and metallic, very eye catching.
I'm in for three.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Do we have a bid?
Anybody for
Oh,
325?
no. I'm in for 325. Lori came in before
Okay.
I.
I keep trying to tell you, you have so much in common with Laurie between the socks and the coffee, between both of y'all being grandmothers. Y'all could be twinsies. Well, that might be overstating it a little bit, but you know what I mean. In the cyber world of where when people have multiple things in common, they suddenly get branded twinsies.
I understand.
Oh,
Oh, understand.
okay, Laurie's out, so we'll go ahead and count this down. We'll see who wants what.
Do we have anyone in at 350? Going once, going twice. And Shelby's explanation, coffee delight, cappuccino, smooth and creamy, cappuccino flavored coffee treats, perfect for coffee lovers, rich coffee flavor with a sweet, creamy touch, great for a quick treat. Fair warning, sold to Kitty. Oh, that's me for 320.
Okay, will it be the cappuccino flavor or the latte flavor? And how many?
If Lori is still in, I would like to let Lori go first.
Aw, so sweet.
If she's still interested, that is. No pressure. Lori, can
All
you
right,
let
Lori, Kitty's going to let you pick first.
Lori?
And you don't know this, but back when Laurie was co-hosting, she would do that all the time of letting somebody else pick first. So I love that it's now coming back to help her the way she did that so many times when she used to co-host. So I always said sooner or later it was going to come back to help her, and I didn't know when or where or how, but suddenly it is. All right, Laurie's going to take the cappuccino variety. All right, so now we go back to Kitty. Are you thinking cappuccino or latte? And
I'd
what
like
quantity are you thinking about?
I would like one of each, and then I'm done
Okay.
thinking.
All right, we'll open it up to the chat now. Anybody else ready to try some coffee delights and be delighted by cappuccino chewy candies or latte chewy candies?
You're
After
welcome.
all, there might be times you just don't want to get up, go all the way to the kitchen to brew a cup of coffee, or you just want a little taste of it without having to run to go to the bathroom. So here is the delight of coffee without having to drink a whole cup of liquid.
And I'll tell you a little secret.
Oh, please do. We love secret.
Harry is diabetic, and so he can't eat a lot of candy or anything like that. But when his sugars are low, he gets to pick a candy that will help bring his sugars up. And this is his favorite
I
to
love
pick.
that. Okay, next I want to show you this huge bag. Now, most of the time I try to get the small bags at the small prices, but I know a few of y'all have families and can use the big size, and you're not scared off by buying an entire pound at a time, and you're not limited to just the candies I sell for $2 and $3. So this is once again by the gourmet company That's Smart. They're gummy bears. This is a full pound. A full pound. Calories are only 100 calories. And just look at all of the beautiful colors. Now, because it's an entire pound rather than the 3 ounce bags or boxes I normally sell, I'm going to have to start this off at $5. But you're getting an entire pound.
How pretty would this be to put in one of the little glasses that Belle sells with a little bag? And that would be a gift. Wrap it up in plastic, so of course nothing gets in there. But make it looks like jewels in a cup.
I love that idea.
Or Dollar General. I don't know if you have Dollar General or Dollar Tree. They sell little glass jars with lids on them. You could put those into there and give it as a gift. Put a bow on it, and it's a gift. Once again, it looks like little jewels in a glass jar. Do we have any $5 starts? A starting bid of $5 for a whole pound of gummy bears. And Shelby says 1 pound gummy bears, a pound, oops, a pound of gummy bears, perfect for sharing or stocking up. Soft, chewy, and fruity flavors, colorful and fun, great for parties, candy dishes, or snacking. Do we have any $5 bids?
And if y'all prefer the small sizes at small prices, we can absolutely do that. I realize these large sizes aren't for everybody, but now and then I do try to offer some of the large sizes. Okay, we're going to pass on this then.
Wait, Belle,
Yes,
sorry.
ma'am.
I'm going to put in a starting bid of $5 because I convinced myself about the jewels in the jar.
Okay. Oh,
I love to have little gifts to be able to give to people, or when I this is going to sound funny and whatever, but I like to do things like if somebody helps me in a store, give little gifts as a thank you because they don't expect it, and to me that makes the giving even better. Just thank you for being so pleasant today. Here, I do a lot of that with the pens that I buy from you. I was giving a little.
oh, that's so nice.
Going twice. Fair warning, especially if people are having a bad day. Never hurts to give a little smile to somebody.
So true.
And we are sold to me for $5. Thank you, Belle.
Okay, thank you, thank you. All right, next let's go to something savory. Let's look at some flavored tunas. These are going to be $2 starting bid for choice. All right, first we have hickory smoked tuna. It is 100% wild caught. It's by the brand Know and Love. Next, we have some light tuna. For those of you who might be watching your waistline or just looking for a healthy lunch, um, that's going to be the next option. We have Bumblebee Applewood Smoked. wild caught tuna. We also have teriyaki tuna. $2 for choice.
$2 starting bid. And these are very good for taking to work and or just having for a quick snack. You don't have to worry about a bowl or anything, just a plastic fork and on the go. $2 starting bid. Do we have any takers? There's teriyaki and light tuna, hickory smoked tuna, and applewood smoke. Oh, they all sound so good. And Bumblebee is a very good brand, and No One Love is a good brand too. You can't go wrong with these. $2 starting bid.
And these are also great to add in to something else you're already making. Add them into your rice. Add them into pasta and make like a pasta puttanesca. Or add them in to pasta and make like a tuna noodle casserole. So lots of ways you can add these into whatever carbs you happen to have.
Tuna salad. That would be
Yep.
good. And Shelby
All
says,
right. Last call on these then.
flavored tuna options, tasty and convenient. Tuna choices, perfect for quick meals. Hickory smoked tuna, light tuna, bumblebee, applewood, and teriyaki. You'll have to remember that for next time when the next time they come up. Unless you are watching a replay, then just let Bella know.
Okay. Next, also $2 for choice. I have an entire box of oatmeal. This oatmeal it cooks in minutes. It is maple and brown sugar. It's made with whole grains, and for $2, you're going to get 6 packets. That means each packet's only about 33 cents. Or I have a bag of cereal. The cereal is Transformers. It has added vitamins. It is palm oil free. It has no artificial colors. It is chocolate crunch cereal. And I'm embarrassed to admit that I think since I've gotten these, I've eaten at least 2 bags, maybe 3. And literally, they are light and thin and crispy with kind of a little semicircle, just like they look here on the screen. So I love that they're not the whole round orb that you have to crunch through, that they start out as semicircles. Now, I haven't had them with milk. I've just been eating them as a snack, but I bet having the semicircles, that's going to hold the milk beautifully.
Do we have any starting bids of $2? I love those myself. And I
I
know
bet they would also be great with peanut butter because anything you want to put inside that little cup shape, whether it's milk or peanut butter or something else, it's just crying out for you to put something inside it. Although, even if you put nothing and just crunch down on it, these have an excellent crunch factor to them.
they really do. And they don't hurt the top of your mouth like the round
So
ones.
true.
$2. Do we have a bid of $2? Pick two choices. for of oatmeal or the Transformers chocolate cereal. And Shelby says, a choice, oatmeal or cereal. Start your day with oatmeal, warm, hearty, and filling. A cereal, crunchy, quick, and tasty. Easy and convenient breakfast options for $2.
These crunchy cereals would even be great on ice cream. I don't know about y'all, but I always like my ice cream to have some kind of crunchy topping. And I think this would be a great crunchy topping on the top of ice cream.
Oh, I love ice cream and cereal. It's so good. Definitely that crunchy. I don't know what it is with cereal and ice cream, but it's so good.
Okay, well, we're going to pass on these if there's no interest. All right, next I have some Pfeffernuss cookies. These are proudly European made. The date on these is April 30th. And if you're wondering what they are an iced gingerbread cookie. And this is what they look like. So $3. And I think Kitty has had some Pfeffernuss before. She can probably tell and explain better about it.
Yes, the outside is a not hard, but a firm sugar topping, and the inside is soft gingerbread, and it's so good. You let them, you can dip them in milk or coffee or cocoa, or just eat them right out of the package, and you're not going to be able to eat just one. If you like gingerbread, you're going to love these are amazing. They're and they freeze well. If you don't want to eat the whole package right away, you can freeze. They freeze amazingly. But the hard
And
outer
remember, the
crust,
gingerbread is covered in the white icing.
yes, and it gives a little snap before the soft inside. That's what I like. Is there's just a pleasant snap before you get to the soft and warm warm feeling, not warm cookie. I guess you could put
Well,
these
you
in.
could stick these in the microwave if you want to, just like we always say with moon pies. If you want to stick them in the microwave for just a couple of seconds, I bet these would be delicious in the microwave for a couple of seconds. Laurie is in for three, looking for 325.
I'm gonna have to try that. I still have some left. I'm gonna have to try them in the microwave to see how that works. I've never
Yes,
put
and please report back to us.
I've never put a moon pie. I've had moon pies in the freezer, but I've never had a moon pie in the microwave. I'm gonna try that one too.
Ooh, if you like s'mores, they take on kind of a s'more warmth and gooiness to them.
Mmm, yum. I love s'mores.
And that reminds me, if anybody needs moon pies, we still have them available for $3 in a choice of chocolate, banana, or blueberry.
Ooh. And Shelby says the pfeffernuss cookie, delicious and spiced German cookies, perfect for holidays or everyday treats. Crunchy, slightly spiced, and sweet. Traditional flavor with hints of cinnamon and cloves. And we are at fair warning and sold to Lori for $3. Thank you, Lori.
Okay, how many do you need? Okay, she's going to take three. Fantastic. Anybody else?
We have, and how many do you have, Belle?
I want to say I want to say half a dozen, so like six or so.
She's got plenty more. Is there anyone else that would like to have some? $3. And Lori says that she didn't know, or I didn't know I loved gingerbread until I ate these.
Oh, okay. Well, we don't usually get a whole lot of German foods here in Louisiana. And so it was one of the privileges of being able to get exotic foods and to have this auction that sometimes will even surprise locals like Laurie. But I just specifically went looking for foreign foods and was able to find some of these.
Do you have Aldi's out there?
They're building some here and there. We have this problem in that they have uh, merged with Seas and some Rouses and are closing down stores. So, uh, therefore, it's become a bit controversial. Some of them are moving in, some of them are moving out, but don't get me started on the politics of it. Okay, next we're gonna have the $1 starting the $1 Bell's Bargain Bonanza.
Woohoo! Yay!
Okay, let me show you what I have. All right, first I have what I think is the best dishcloth ever. And let me tell you why this is the best dishcloth ever. First of all, it has this texture that absorbs water so well. Second, it has a trim around it. Most dishcloths don't have a trim. They're basically like just an unfinished piece of fabric. And then you use them and they're just like a wad on the counter because there's no way to hang them. So these have a fabulous fabric. They have edging and they have a little place you can hang them up so they can drip dry before you wash them. So I have this one in green, kind of a pretty mint green. I also have peach. Then next, I'm going to also offer a grater. I'm going to offer a whisk.
And these are all for $1. Bell's Bargain Bonanza.
I've got a pasta server, a slotted spoon, a not slotted spoon. All right, looking for $1 starting bid.
And this looks like the spoons and the grater, they all are come together. $1. You could have almost a whole kitchen set right there.
Exactly.
That's amazing. For $7, you could have almost a whole kitchen set, but you could start out at $1 a choice.
And sometimes you just need to replace things because once you've been washing dishes for a while, especially in the bottoms of those coffee cups, in your pans. After a while, you just need to replace some of your dishcloths. It doesn't mean you're a bad cook, it just means you're a frequent cook. Same way with some of these spoons as well. Stuff gets burnt on and or they get stuffed up after a while, or else you take them when you're going to a potluck or to drop something off at somebody's house and you might not get it back. And at $1, you can purposely just let them have it. Say, don't worry about it. Keep it as an extra utensil or pass it on the next time you bring something to somebody else's house. So,
Exactly. Especially if you're making a meal for someone, it's sometimes, especially in a new home, if you're giving a new home gift. If you're making a meal for somebody, they might not have all their boxes unpacked. So you just put the spoon with it, or, you know, maybe a grater or something simple for your welcome basket. And then it's not a really big deal. It's
and
easy.
I'll tell y'all a little secret. When I boil eggs, well, you could take the egg out with this, but you're going to get some water. You could take the egg out with this since the egg water will drain, but I've had eggs roll out of these. So I'll tell you, I cheat and use the pasta fork because no egg is rolling out of here. This just
That's a
keeps
very
my
good
eggs from rolling.
that's a very good idea. I'll
Melissa!
have to tell my daughter that trick.
Oh,
I'm
Melissa must have snuck away for just a second to check in on us. We won't tell. She's probably pretending to be in the bathroom. But it's so sweet that you checked in on us. We miss you all, and we hope that you and Tyler and Hadley are having a wonderful Easter. I know after seeing those pictures from Discord that they loved the generous baskets you put together for them.
Happy Easter.
Well,
Love you.
last call on these. Last call.
Love you, love you, love you. Miss
Yes,
you.
we do. And she'll be in the chat writing the list tomorrow night. So we'll get our M&M back. Okay, next, $3 for choice. Pop Daddy pretzels. We have strawberry shortcake. We have Dutch apple pie. Boop, boop. Nope, nope. Stand upright into your chosen. I've only got those two flavors left. Although I can still get cinnamon sugar, birthday cake, and Gouda.
These are so good. Crunch, 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 and satisfying, and only $3. Starting bid choice. It's so satisfying when you crunch. I didn't think I would like the strawberry shortcake. Just sounded really strange, but after I had it, oh my gosh, I was in love with it. It's sweet but salty and crunchy, and I eat the whole bag and want another one.
Oh, well, I have to admit that I treated myself to I forgot to list this in my list of flavors, the garlic parmesan last night. And I thought the same thing. It was so chef quality. It had such fabulous spices, and they don't skimp on the coatings or the spices at all. It is so rich in flavor. It's not a situation where all the flavor ends up down in the bottom of the sack.
Absolutely not. It's very well coated. You don't have to sit there and very carefully shake all the stuff from the bottom of the bag onto the pretzels and hope that you still get some. They do a wonderful job at coating these yummy pretzels.
Okay, last call on these. All right, next $3. I have Ghirardelli squares. Milk chocolate with caramel inside.
And who doesn't like chocolate? Well, I know there are some people that don't like chocolate, and that's okay. I'm sure they like something else. But oh, chocolate squares with caramel inside, to die for.
And I'm going to add a couple of other options. I have cow tails. I can get the original, or these are the honey bun flavor. I personally think the honey bun adds a whole added dimension to it. Then I have peanut butter covered pretzels, which are called flips. And last but not least, I have just one bag left of maple nut goodies. These are crunchy butter toasted peanuts with a maple coating. Okay, y'all scoot down, make room for everybody. $3 per choice.
We have a starting bid of $3. You can't go wrong with any of those yummies. $3. We got cow tails, honey bun flavored, chocolate caramels, Ghirardelli chocolate caramels, peanut butter flavored, and maple nut goodies. Not one of those is a loser. They're all yummy, yummy, yummy. And for different flavors. For different flavors for different palates.
There we go.
$3 for choice.
All right, last call on these then. Okay, next, let me show you some coasters. I've been so excited to show you these beautiful new coasters I got. These coasters are made of ceramic.
Wow, they sound really pretty.
All right, here we go. And they are absorbent. Um, and you'll see they're nice and thick. And the first one says, laugh often. Isn't that such good advice?
Yes, it is.
This one has some pretty leaves to it. And remember, you can buy multiples and get yourself a set.
We all could stand to laugh more. Ooh, that's beautiful.
And also, I don't know if I mentioned, but they have cork on the backs. This one is gray and white. It's a geometric.
Very nice. Oh,
This one
that's
to me has kind of a manly feel to it because even men need coasters. This one says, "This home is fitted with love."
oh,
And it has almost the look of a wood grain, but once again, it is ceramic.
you worked hard to find these. These are beautiful.
Thank you. And this one almost looks like some kind of fancy stone to it, but once again, it's just the way the ceramic is done. Let's see, that should be all the varieties. Nope, there's a different variety. This one has a pretty chevron pattern to it.
Nice and bright. One for every kind of decor.
I
I'm sure
tried to work it out that way so that there'd be something for everybody.
those are very pretty. And what was the starting price on those?
$2.
$2 for ceramic coasters. That's amazing. Do we have any starting bids of $2? Those are very, very pretty. Not one of them would not go with somebody's decor.
And once again, I do have multiples, so if you need a set of two, a set of four, some maybe even six or eight, depending on which specific pattern you have your eye on.
We have Jetted. Welcome in, Jetted. Hello.
Janet, I'm so glad you're here.
We have Jetted in for two.
Okay, fantastic. Give y'all
Happy
another close-up look at these.
Happy Easter to you. And
And they're all new and wrapped in plastic.
don't forget that cork bottom. That makes a big difference.
It does, and with them being made of ceramic, not only will they work great with a cold drink, but if you have, a hot cup or a hot mug, it's also going to be great there too.
Definitely. And Shelby says naturally absorbent coasters, durable coasters with cork backing, stylish and practical for any home, naturally absorbent to protect surfaces, a functional and decorative design. Do we have any for 225?
If not, we'll just go ahead and count it down, and then we'll start picking.
I wonder what the choices will be. Going twice? Fair warning.
And these would also be a good little gift for a coworker as well,
Oh,
because
yes.
nobody wants that ring on their office desk.
No, and sometimes it's hard to find things that for your office, your coworkers. You don't want to get something too fancy schmancy, but you don't want something that's not meaningful.
Exactly. I can't wait to see if his favorite is my favorite.
Sold to Jedit. Which
I
ones are
feel
you
like I
interested
know
in?
what he's going to pick, but I could be so wrong. I am so wrong most of the time about most of which items sell. I'm so interested to see if I actually picked right for once. You want to guess?
I think the chevron.
I'm going to guess the gray one right here with the geometric to it. Because to me, that just seems so fashion forward. And I always think of Jedit as having so much fashion and so much style. That's just how I see him in my mind. He could be, ultra sporty and I just don't know it. But let's see
All
what he
right,
actually picks.
all right, Jedit. Which ones are you interested in? Maybe you'll prove us both wrong.
Right. I mean, because these with the leaves are ultra manly as well. Who didn't want to laugh often? A bunch of these have leaves. That green with the leaves was great for spring. Everybody wants a home gifted with love.
Of course,
I
we
mean,
might
that
be
one
off.
could even be a Mother's Day gift, a Father's Day gift.
Exactly, we might be completely off the mark, and
That's true because he buys a lot for his mom, for his sister, so it may not even be for him.
it says nope. Last one with the leaf on it.
Okay, well, it just shows that we can never pick, but it was fun to amuse ourselves while we were waiting for his pick just to see if we did any good.
And he wants three of them.
All right, let me check and see if I have three. I bought a mix case from the liquidator, so I did not choose the quantities. I don't know if that's one I do have quantities of. Let me check here. I'm looking.
More while she's getting Javits, is there anyone else that's interested?
Okay, I if you meant this one, I do not have three of this one. If you meant this one, I do have three of that one. So,
Javit, which can you
I
verify
seem
which
to
one?
only have one of this one. If you want to swap to this one with the leaves, then I do have three. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can only do what you can do, Bella. Bell. Keep calling you Bella. I'm so sorry, Belle.
Well, I was trying not to say anything and correct you. I figured at some point either you would notice or somebody in the chat would notice. I never want to be that person who's always correcting others.
I think it's because my dog name is Bella, and I keep looking at her and saying Belle.
Well, that's okay. These things happen.
Okay, Jedit says I'll take the one with the leaf and the other two that you have.
Okay. And I have way more than so. Here's two of this one and one of this one. So he's going with these three then. All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Anybody else?
Very nice choices. Anyone else want some very nice coasters? You could also put a couple of them together to make a trivet.
Indeed. Mhm.
Lori Kuchar wants 2 green. She says if not, she'll take 1 and done.
Let me check for the green.
Okay.
Okay, here's 2 of the green. Thank you,
I think
thank you.
I think you're right about Lori and I, because that's the one I would have chosen too.
Oh, okay. Well, I still have more, so I'm not sold out, y'all. Anybody else wants some more?
Do we have anybody else who's interested? These are very nice. And like I said,
Okay, so I have 3 more of that green. 3 more.
you could put a couple of them together, or 3 or 4 of them together, and make a trivet. And then
Yes, that's
also
a great idea.
use them as a trivet, and then also use them as regular cup coasters.
That's right. So, if you had like a set of 4, you could have them scattered in 4 separate places on your coffee table. And then all of a sudden, when you bring in that fondue, you scoop the 4 together and you put your hot pot there. And then when you take the hot pot away, you scoop them back into 4 individual coasters that just sit there on a regular basis.
Excellent. Very good. That was my idea. You just explained it a lot better than I was. It was
Well,
that
I
way.
can picture it. I can picture it.
That's how it was in my head. Even the fondue, which was very interesting that you said that, because that's what was in my head.
Well, fondue is great. I don't know if you were thinking cheese fondue or you were thinking chocolate fondue, but either way, it's yum, yum, and more yum.
Well,
Okay, I'm going to move these aside.
at that moment, cheese fondue. I wasn't thinking chocolate, but the chocolate.
Okay, well, I was totally thinking of dipping the marshmallows and the fruit in chocolate. But, that's
Oh.
just where my head's at today. Okay, next $3 starting bid. For choice of cookbooks, I have the Made Simple line. So the first one is Soup Made Simple. Second one is Cookout Made Simple. Pies Made Simple. Comfort Foods Made Simple. Bowls Made Simple. Boy, I remember when I was growing up, a bowl was a something you ate out of, and now when you go to a restaurant and you order a bowl is a type of food, and then you pick what all goes in the bowl.
We used
Next, we have healthy home cooking. Then we have healthy Mediterranean cooking because apparently some of the home cooking isn't Mediterranean, apparently. There needed to be a whole cookbook just for the Mediterranean options. Oh. So $3 for choice on these.
when I was younger, to do a bowl meant just what was in the refrigerator. There was leftovers, put it into a bowl and warm it up. Do we have any starting bids for $3? Starting bid for $3. Healthy Mediterranean cooking, healthy home cooking, bowls, comfort foods, pies, cookout, and soups. They all sound really yummy.
And if you have a chef or a cook on your Christmas list, just imagine getting a few of these, tying a little ribbon around it, and boom, there's your gift. Also, maybe you have a mom or a dad that loves to cook or bake or grill. This could definitely be part of your Mother's Day or Father's Day gift. Because
I
no
had a
matter how great the cook or chef is, they always love finding new recipes.
I had a thought of making a little basket. Say you got the soup. Just use this as an example. The soup cookbook. Put it into a basket with all the ingredients and open to that recipe. They have all the ingredients. All they have to do is put it together.
Good idea.
I know I would like that kind of um, housewarming gift or something like that.
All
Especially,
right, last call on these.
I'm going to put in a bid for $3, please, a starting bid.
Okay, thank you. Oh, look at Kitty ordering correctly and everything. You're just getting the hang of this.
I'm learning.
Well, she ordered just fine when she was in the chat, but somehow,
Yeah.
when she started co-hosting, she's like, "Wait, how does this ordering thing work?" So apparently, we've redone her, and now she can both co-host and bid and buy all at the same time. She's got it down pat.
mm.
All
Yeah,
right. Anybody else before we count this down to Kitty?
yay, yay, yay. I guess I want you to think what which ones I might be interested in.
Okay. So apparently Kitty's going to make me guess.
And Laura, you put in which ones you think that that you would be interested in to see if, just to, for fun to see if we're on the same page.
Okay. Do you want to read Laurie's answer first or do you want to hear my answer first? Because I don't want to accidentally ruin your game with Laurie. But I
Oh,
figured out what my guess is going to be. So you just tell me when you want me to tell you what I think.
go ahead. It's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna guess the comfort foods because I think you like to comfort people with food and be comforted by food. And I'm also thinking it because you're very health oriented that you're going to take either one or both of the cookbooks that start with the word healthy because I think that's a very Cali minded thing to do of wanting to eat healthy um, and eat to enrich your life. And the healthier you are, the longer you're going to live and the more you're going to enjoy the life you have. So I'm thinking your head's at those two places. And Laurie is thinking totally different. She's thinking you're going to like soup. Okay.
Well, you're both kind of right.
I don't see Kitty going out and making up the grill. And I feel like Terry's not necessarily of the health to go out and fire up the grill. And I feel like after your story about bowls, that you don't have to have a whole recipe for bowls, that you could just make it with what's your fridge. And I feel like you probably already know how to make pies. So I kind of did also a process of elimination. Is that wrong
Well,
to admit that that's part of my decision making process?
My choices are comfort foods and soup.
Okay, wonderful. All right, here's a comfort food, and now I'm out of soup. All right, so the whole healthy eating thing, I was wrong. Should not have judged her by the state in which she
Oh
lives.
no,
That just shows.
no, that's fine because I eat mostly salads. I'm just trying to think of more foods that for Terry.
Oh, okay. Well, that was fun to get to pick and to be able to know if I was right or if I was wrong. Okay, anybody else for these choices?
I am gonna go ahead and take the cookout one for my son-in-law because he does lots and lots of barbecues and things.
Oh, okay. And doesn't this look delicious?
Yeah,
So
it really
delicious.
does. My cookout days are. Oh no, no. Did you want that? Did you want the soups, Lori? Because you said never mind.
Oh, wait, maybe she was ordering rather than guessing.
Please
We
let me.
thought she was playing your guess what I'm going to choose game, but maybe Laurie was
Right.
ordering. Oops, oops, oops.
Just let me know.
All right, so Candy's also going to take a cookout. I think because of the lag, she didn't realize we were asking her to play a game. Back
Right.
when she was co hosting, she and CQ had this fun game they would play. Laurie at that time was queen of the clean sweeps. So she and CQ would play this funny game where CQ would try to guess if Laurie was going to pick and choose or she was going to clean sweep. Oh, it's
Yeah.
so funny how whoever is the co-host makes up funny games. So, like Melissa has these merit-based questions. It's just funny how that just naturally happens.
Um, Lori, you can have. Please, you if have the soups.
Okay, I see what's happening now. I think what it was is she was playing the game and then she saw that I brought out a duplicate of the comfort foods. So she realized, oh, wait, that bell woman secretly has some duplicates. So she thought maybe there was a duplicate of soup. Let me show y'all what I have duplicates of. I'm just going to dox myself. So, of the comfort foods, I have three because I thought that was going to be the popular one. Of pies, I have two. Of bowls, I have two, and the healthy ones, I only have one. So that's what I have left. That's what my totals are.
Put the soup back up there to see, make sure that if she wants that soup, please. I mean, I don't mean to be.
Okay, let me stand up and move some stuff and dig into the hamper. Although I think she knows what it looks like, but let me dig into the hamper.
I'm.
I don't really have the hamper set up where I can take things out easily, but I'm gonna try to get to it. Um, Okay, she says, Kitty, you keep it. So rather than digging it out, oh, look, I found a second healthy Mediterranean.
Oh,
So, sometimes there is hope. I'm searching right now because I do have some other cookbooks.
oh. Well, hang
Although
on, Lori.
some of these are holiday cookbooks, so I'm setting those aside. So we're not in the holiday season. apparently I have some just for Thanksgiving, which is also the wrong time. Okay, let me move these to the side and I'll show you what else I have.
Janet wants one of the bowls.
Okay. Here's a bowls for Jedit. Thank you.
You'll have to let us know which one you've tried and how tasty it was.
Now, I'm not sure. I could be remembering wrong. I think Jedit bought soup the last time we showed the cookbooks. Jedit, am I remembering right? Did you get the soup one? All right. Next, I have some of the magazine type um, food books. Now, these sell for $12.99.
Ouch.
$12.99. Can you believe that? But these are still going to be just $3, y'all. Okay. I only have a few left. In fact, I think I only have one of each. So the first one is Eating Well magazine, and it's meal planning for every day of the week. The features in here are make ahead lunches, plant-based dishes, fight inflammation, 85 plus healthy recipes. So that's going to be the first one. Might look better back here. Well, if I can get the glare off of it. Come on, y'all, work with me. Okay. Next, by Good Housekeeping, is smoothies and blender treats. 100 easy recipes. Fruit smoothies, slushies and ice pop, summer soups, dressings and dip. Boop, boop.
I have that one
Oh,
and I
you do?
love it.
I'm so glad. All right, this next one we're going to call party foods. I know it says something else here, but y'all know that's a blocked word on my channel. So we're going to call this one party food. 100 delicious drinks and appetizers. And for some reason,
Make
there are easy air fryer and slow cooker appetizers. I had no idea you could make an appetizer in a slow cooker, and I don't even have an air fryer. Hashtag goals. Um, but you never know. Someday I might find one super affordable, but even if I could afford it, I doubt I'd know what to do with it. So here's this next one.
like your dear mama said, read the instructions and follow them.
Oh, okay, next by Fork and Knife magazine, it's how to eat plant based. So change your diet, change your life. Change your diet, change your life. That's a great title. Um, if anybody makes videos out there, Lisa, you're probably not still listening. That would be a great title. Change your diet, change your life. All right, and this says the whole food plant based beginner's guide, the truth about protein. Eat to beat heart health and type 2 diabetes, pantry reboot, what to keep and what to toss. Next, from Woman's World, we have Blue Ribbon Baking from Sandra Lee. And apparently how to stop anxiety in its tracks. And brain power boosters. Okay, so that's the next one. Looking for $3, anybody? I know these are $12.95 on the newsstand, but I hope to save y'all some time and money.
And Janet said, as an answer to your question about soups, he says, yes, I made the Tuscany white bean and chicken soup.
Ooh. Okay, so Kitty, when you get your soup book, you make sure and look that up and know it's Get It approved.
Do we have any bids for starting bids for $3? And let's call the one that is the word that you don't say on your channel parties appetizers. How about that is how you say that one so it doesn't get upset. Parties and appetizers, or just party food.
Yep, just party food works.
That leads to less frustration. So
Yes, 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 yes.
we have party foods, smoothies, meal planning, uh, blue ribbon baking, woman's world, and plant-based foods. That sounds yummy. Change
Change your
your
diet, change your life.
There you go. Make it sound so risque.
I don't think change your diet, change your life is risque.
No, you were just saying it's so cute. That's what. But
Oh, okay.
I was going to say another word, but we don't say that word.
Oh, okay. Well, back in the day, I'm a huge TV buff, and there used to be this show, which I have to admit, I never watched it, but the tagline for the show was Save the Cheerleader, Save the World. Now, I have no clue how saving a cheerleader could possibly save the world. It was during the early 2000s, because I remember at the time I was a fan of Lost. And this other show competed with Lost, so I never watched it. But that's just what it reminded me. I don't know if anybody saw that show. I don't even remember what it was called.
Nope.
But that was the tagline, and it was always said that way: is save the cheerleader, save the world. And that just doesn't make sense. Now, I've recently watched a show about cheer called Stumble, which has Kristen Chenoweth as a supporting character. And I think it's hilarious because it's cheerleading on the college level, but the junior college level. And they are so competitive. And it's almost more gymnastics than actual cheer. But all right. Well, last call on these. If there's no interest, as
I
y'all can see from the testimonials, I have sold these before, which is why I'm down to just one copy of each, except for the
there.
Women's Day. I do have several of the Women's Day. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I so rarely do a price drop, but because I have one, two, three, four, and five of the Women's Day, $2. Price drop, $2. Buy it now.
Okay.
Just
Well,
because
first
I
of
have
all,
multiple.
I wanted to put a starting bid of $3 in for the plant-based.
Oh, okay. Now, Kitty, I love you, but I want to tell you one thing that you don't have to wait till I clear items off to put in a
I did.
starting bid. You know, you
I
don't even have to wait till I have shown all the choices to put in
I
a
just
starting bid.
I just want to
So,
you.
oh, okay. So we're just gonna put sold to Kitty for $3, plant based.
I've been trying so hard not to interrupt you.
Okay. Well, to interrupt with a bid is a help, an encouragement, a sign of approval, and to the chat. So it's never an interruption to bid. Never, never.
Okay.
Okay, so Rainbow is going to catch up with our price drop of the Blue Ribbon Baking by Sandra Lee, which this entire magazine called Woman's World, although, you know, guys could read it too. There's no, oh, wait, it's only for women magazine police. Um, and she's also going to notate that The plant-based recipe magazine by Knife and Fork was sold to Kitty. So she'll catch up on that in the chat real quick.
Do we have any
All right.
takers? Starting bid of $2 for the women's world.
And I just got to say this, I have never seen an entire apple as garnish. That must be such a huge cake to have an entire apple, a candied apple, that is as the garnish. That must be a triple layer cake, maybe 5-layer cake.
I agree with you. Let's see. I could 1, 2, 3, 4 layers.
Okay.
Wow.
But I never would have thought of putting a whole apple on top. And I also would have never thought of piling up delicious caramel corn in between it. But yet it looks delicious. And even the bottom it looks like caramel corn stuck to it. So you can't pipe icing perfectly. That is such a fun idea to make it whimsical and not have to get out a piping bag and not have to stress over getting every little, rosette or leaf exactly perfect and the same.
Well, you want to know a secret about frosting cakes is most of the time when you see the frosting at the bottom, it's to fill in little problems that you had when you were frosting. Like maybe when you moved it, you got a little divot in the frosting, so you cover it up with it adds a little prettiness.
Okay, well, if nobody is interested in my many copies of Woman's World, I'm going to move them aside. All right. Now I have shown you small cookbooks. I have shown you cookbook magazines. Who wants to see the really big cookbooks? Really? Look how thick this one is.
Cookbooks.
Look how thick this one is. This one is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages. And with the way it's a little yellowed, I'm guessing it is, oh, look, top secret recipe versions. And look at this. They're even telling you where it's from. Like this one's from Baskin Robbins. This one's from Sonic. Are they all that way? This one's from House of Blues. This one's from Chili's. So if you want to, this one's from Cheesecake Factory. If you want to remake those foods, this one's from Bahama Breeze.
How fun.
So these I've never even heard of. 7-Eleven, Red Robin, Minute Maid, Nestea, hot dog on a stick. All right, so this is going to be $5. It is the top secret recipes, sodas, smoothies, spirits, shakes, creating cool kitchen clones of America's favorite name brand drinks. Apparently, it also includes the For Sunny Delight, Starbucks, 7-Up. Oh, Arby's Jamocha Shake, that's my favorite. Planet Hollywood's Terminator, Wendy's Frosty, McDonald's Shamrock Shake, Yoo-Hoo Chocolate Drink.
Do we have any bids for $5? This is really a neat cookbook.
The mission: decode the secret recipes from America's favorite junk foods. Equipment: standard kitchen appliances. Goal: leak the results to the ravenous public. That's how USA Today describes this book. And apparently, this author has had other secret recipe books. Oh, hi, Doreen. I mentioned you when I was showing Taffy today. And it says discover how to make your own versions of Nestea. Cinnabon. Oh, Cinnabon. Jamba Juice. Orange Julius. Red Robin. Sonic. Dairy Queen. Chevy's. 7-Eleven. Plus dozens of specialty drinks from TGI Fridays, Chili's, Hard Rock Cafe, Outback, Steakhouse, Applebee's, House of Blues, Olive Garden, Red Lobster,
Well,
and many more.
we have Doreen wants the meal planning magazine.
Oh, yes, let me grab that. Thank you so much. Okay, here's the meal planning. Thank you so much, Doreen. I'm so glad you're here.
And do we have any
All right.
starting bits for the secret recipes?
Secret recipes.
How you can save lots of money.
Think about it. For the cost of the $5 for this book, I bet that's probably the cost you would spend for just one Starbucks Frappuccino that the recipe is in for this.
It's
Okay,
$5.
well, I'm going to move this aside then. If there's no interest, it'll be available on replay. Anybody like William Sonoma?
Oh, gracious. Good
This
gracious.
is an entire thick, big cookbook by William Sonoma. And just so y'all can see how big it is, here's my ruler. So, yes, it is that big. All right, so let $5. Colorful recipes for health and well-being. Do you have enough color in your life? Eating plenty of fresh fruits and vegetables is a great boon to your health and well being, but eating all the colors of the fresh food rainbow is even better. The recipes in this book offer simple and fresh ways to enjoy each color of fruit and vegetable, plus whole grains and legumes, and to enjoy very special benefits of each. This book alone was, oh, does it not tell you the price? Let's see. Tell you over here. Okay, apparently it doesn't. But you can see it is a huge, thick book. And apparently my mommy made one little note in the top corner. Sorry about that. But look how it's organized. You have purples and blues. Then you have the greens. Then you have white and tan. You have the yellows and oranges, the reds, and the browns. So I love that they did it by color. All right. Any interest? Okay. Last call on on this one then. If we don't have any Williams Sonoma fans, that's okay. Well, since we were talking about grilling before, look how thick this is. This is probably the biggest, thickest cookbook that I have. This one is the complete illustrated guide of barbecue techniques. So if you're looking for something for how to grill, here it is. Without a doubt, the most interesting, comprehensive, and well thought out book on grilling ever. And the way this book is set up, let's see, it is into sections. So there's getting started. There's all of these for beef and veal, all of these for pork and sausage. You have a whole section for lamb, a whole section for chicken, a whole section for fish, a whole section for shellfish, a whole section for vegetables, a whole section for desserts, a whole section for rubs, sauces, and condiments, and all the gears and grill. Look how comprehensive this one is. Whew. So $5.
Wow, that looks really great.
But if there's no interest, we'll go on to something else. Because we've done a lot of cookbooks and there's still plenty to show. And I see it's at the top of the hour, so it's the perfect time to stop and have a $1 round. All right, so anybody for this big, heavy, thick cookbook filled with every grilling option possible? And once again, this is a nice big cookbook. Okay, next I have these creamsicle cookies. Now, these creamsicle cookies technically belong to Kitty. She ordered these last week, and I said, Kitty, can I show those before I mail them to you? And Kitty nicely said, yes, Belle, you can. So I have not mailed them out to her yet. She's now seeing what they look like. But I can get these for $3 in the creamsicle, in the churro, also in strawberry, and also in vanilla. Those are the 4 flavors I can get these in. Oh, Janet's going to take the how to grill. Okay, wonderful. Here it is, Janet. Thank you so much. Sold, sold, sold.
These look better than I had imagined.
So here they are. Here's the date on them. The date is January of 2027. So 4 different flavors available. Looking for $3. Oh, welcome back, Craig. And Rainbow says those cookies are so good.
They
And
certainly
I
look
also
good.
mentioned those earlier. I don't have any to show y'all, but I think almost everybody knows what moon pies look like. And if anybody needs moon pies are $3 buy it now. You just let me know, chocolate, banana, or blueberry. And once again, in these cookies, the 4 flavors available are creamsicle, churro, strawberry, and vanilla.
Can you hear me, Belle?
Yes, ma'am. I hear you just fine.
Okay, thank you. These look very, very, very good. Once again, I wish I could reach through the screen.
But you don't have to reach through the screen. They're going to be mailed out to you next week.
Always
Oh,
makes
but I
anything.
appreciate you letting me show them to everybody before I mailed them to you.
Oh, of
And after
course.
this, we're going to have our $1 round. All right. Any interest in the cookies or any interest in moon pies? Both of which are $3 your choice. All right. Let me move these aside. All right. Well, for my $1 round, I'm going to have cards. And some of you might say, wait, what do cards have to do with snacks? That doesn't make sense. Well, when you see them, hopefully you will see them and say, oh, yeah, I get it. Now, some of these are one and done, and some of these have multiples. So these are going to be buy it now for the cards just to make it go quicker. And I want you to use the code word I give you and make sure you tell me a quantity. And Kitty will help me spot it and spot the number and get them pulled as quickly as we can. All right. The code word is guacamole. This one says, holy guacamole, it's your birthday. See now how it's food related? Bravocado! On another excellent year of you. Kitty, sweetheart, we're getting a whole lot of background sound. It basically sounds like a loud rain. Thank you. Whew. Okay, so that's the first card. Code word guacamole. Okay, next one. Code word bacon. This one says, what's shaking, bacon? On the inside, it says, hope you have a squizzling birthday. This one we're going to call squirrel. And it's holding a pretty little cupcake. Also, I'm not sure if y'all can see, but there's a little bit of sparkle around the edge. This one says, I have a super special birthday with extra sprinkles on top. Love you. Next one has donuts, and hopefully y'all can see these donuts have a little sparkle on them. This one says, wishing you a fun day sprinkled with wishes come true. Code word donut. This one we're going to call navy blue. This one says, today belongs to you. And look at that big cake. Look how tall the candles are. They almost look like sparklers. And I know some of y'all do crafting and scrapbooking. How pretty would it be just to cut out this part for some kind of crafting or scrapbooking, or the center of a wreath? On the inside, it says, you're someone very special. You deserve a whole day just to be loved, a day filled with all of your favorite things. Hope it turns out to be all you wished for, with lots of little reminders of how much you mean all year long. Happy birthday. Next one we're going to call Next one we're going to call Popsicle. It says, small joys, simple goodness. Hope your birthday is filled with everything that makes your life happy. Aw, I love that. The next one we're going to call Dad. It says, happy birthday, Dad. Doesn't that look like a delicious cake, by the way? Just saying. On the inside, it says, here's to a dad who's one of a kind, who adds joy to life all year through. Here's to a dad who deserves all of life's best. A wonderful dad. Here's to you. Aw. All right, here's the next one. We're going to call this one Wish. It says, our wish for your birthday. And I don't know if y'all can see, but there's some sparkle and metallics on this one. There's also some sparkle over here. It says, with our best wishes, because it's your birthday, because you're you. Have a happy birthday. This one says, we hope you feel celebrated. Keyword celebrated. We hope you feel happy. And look at all the pretty little discs that they decorated the cake with. And also, hopefully you can see all these sparkles over here. On the inside, it says, we hope all your wishes come true. Happy birthday. All right, let's see if I can squeeze this one in here. Let me pull back the camera. Oops, we lost Kitty. Let me add her back in. All right, anybody for $1? Some great cards. Hopefully y'all can see how these are food related, not just random cards. I did try to pick ones that all have delicious foods on the front. All right, any interest on these? All right, last call. I'm so surprised we must have lost Laurie. I don't think Laurie has ever seen a round of cards where at least one didn't interest her. Okay. She'll probably watch on replay. She's like the card queen. All right, last call on these then. All right, let me move these aside. We'll get back to the auction. Hopefully everybody has clicked a thumbs up. So it's a free and easy way that you can support my channel. Okay, next, $3. I have marshmallows, but not just any marshmallows. No, no, no. I have 2 color marshmallows and pretty little hearts. $3. The date on these is September. So lots of time here. I only have one bag. Just one. All right. Any interest on the heart-shaped marshmallows? It says there's no artificial flavors right here, and it is vanilla flavored. Oh, and Rainbow says, my grandkids loved those. Oh, I'm so very glad. This is my last bag of them. Just imagine how pretty these would look floating in some hot chocolate. Talk about made with love. They'd look down and see the hot chocolate. I've often wondered why you coffee drinkers don't put a marshmallow in the top. I know the Starbucks type places will use whipped cream, but why not a marshmallow in coffee? I just don't understand that. All right, let's add Kitty back again. All right, there's Kitty. Anybody for the marshmallows?
Starting bid.
Okay, next we're going to have some coconut options. $3 for choice. The first ones are coconut rolls. Then I have caramel coconut tips. Oh, I also have coconut macaroons. I don't know if I have an example of one to show you today. Most of y'all know what they look like. Then I have organic coconut flour. This is my last organic coconut flour. For those of y'all who may not know, it's an excellent source of fiber. It is gluten-free, kosher, keto-friendly, dairy-free, and all natural. So who needs some coconut in their life? Hi, Nancy. Welcome, welcome.
Those coconut rolls are so yummy.
I'm so glad to hear that.
Crispy and satisfying because they're just so, you can't just eat one of them.
Oh, all right. Anybody for starting bid 3? And the coconut macaroons are also a choice as well.
We had any starting bids of 3. Coconut rolls, coconut tips, coconut flour, coconut macaroons, coconut, everywhere, coconut.
Well, Melissa makes sure that I always have a supply of coconut everything because she just kind of loves that coconut.
My favorite is coconut and chocolate.
Ah, okay.
I will take coconut and chocolate over just about anything else.
Well, good to know. I will keep my eyes open for some of that German chocolate snacks then. I don't know if they make that, but if I ever see that, I will make sure and grab some now that I know you're a fan.
Big fan.
Okay, let me clear these away. Next, it's going to be $4 for choice. And the first choice is milk chocolate covered espresso beans. The second choice is going to be this Dubai chocolate. And if y'all aren't familiar with the Dubai chocolate, what makes it so special is there's a pistachio cream inside it. So if anybody's saying, wait, that filling looks green, it is from the pistachio. So $4 for choice. And I want to remind everybody that tomorrow night at 7 p.m., we'll have our regular variety auction started out with Haley. And then, if we're able to go long enough, then Jane swaps in. So, hopefully, we'll have enough people to be able to keep going. So, it just all depends on sales and viewing, how long it lasts on Monday. All right, any list on the chocolate covered espresso beans or the Dubai chocolate that is filled with the pistachio cream? All right, last call on these. Next, just $2. $2, I have cosmic gummy rings. Now, these are crunchy candy on the outside and soft gummy on the inside. The flavors are tropical punch, cherry, and grape. So, looking for $2 starting bid for choice.
Do we have any bids for $2? Cosmic gummy rings. Crunchy and gooey. Who doesn't like crunchy and gooey gummies? Cosmic gummy rings for $2. Starting bid. And Rainbow says, this is my grandson's favorite candy.
Aw, so nice. Well, I tell
No,
you what, I'm going to add a totally different option here just because it's getting towards the end of the auction. Um, I only have this type of chicken. I've sold out of the other types of chicken. So I'm going to add this can of chicken also for the $2 starting bid. So I know these two don't go together, gummies and chicken, but because they happen to be the same price, I'm going to offer them at the same time. So oddly enough, it's a choice of Cosmic Gummies or Clark's Chicken. And I do want to show y'all that Clark's Chicken is a pull top. How convenient is that?
that is an interesting marriage, should we say.
And you know what? Because we're getting close to the end of the auction, I'm also going to add these 2 pack of party straws that say cheers. How
Oh,
fun are these party straws? So I'm going to add these as well. Who doesn't like a curly, fun straw? Now, some kids aren't able to read cursive anymore, so you may have to tell them that it says cheers, but I think these would be super fun as well. And you get a
I'll,
whole 2 pack.
I'll put in a bid for $2, starting
Thank
bid.
you, Kitty.
Do we have a bid of $2.25? I have a choice of canned chicken, cosmic gummies,
Or a 2 pack of fun straws.
$2.25. Do I see $2.25 anywhere? Don't be afraid to come in. It's okay. Twice. Fair warning. Up in the air.
Okay, we're sold to Kitty. Let's see which one or one she wants and what quantities. Okay, she's going to take the straws. Do you need just one 2 pack or do you need multiple 2 packs? Kitty might have muted herself. Just let us know a quantity, pretty please. Oops, here she is back again. Okay, there she is. How many sets of straws did you need?
Two
Okay, she's going
packs.
to go for 2 of the 2 packs, so she'll get 4 total. 2 of the 2 packs. And I don't know if y'all can see these clearly or not because of the background color, but one is green and one is pink. If they had put it on a white background, it would have been easier to see the color. All right, anybody else? All right, we will move these aside then. Thank you so much, Kitty. All
You're
right,
welcome.
next, since grilling has been popular tonight, you know, when you're grilling, it is so important that you see what the internal temperature is because it can be just downright dangerous if pork or chicken isn't cooked all the way through. Um, so my heart just leaps when I take a big bite of chicken and then I see, oh no, there's pink. So, how do you tell what the inside temperature is? Well, there are temperature probes. This one is by NutriChef. We're going to start this one out at 6. And the reason is you're getting 2 probes. So maybe you need one for inside and one for the grill, or maybe you keep one and you gift one when you're going to a backyard barbecue. And it does tell you to remove the tack. The tack is on just so it doesn't pierce while shipping. And it's a smart barbecue thermometer. And on the back, it tells you how to use it. And here's the sensor. It's got a
Start.
stainless steel handle. It's got a Teflon cable with stainless steel mesh.
The starting bid of $6
For the 2 pack.
for the 2-pack. That's $3 a piece.
Yeah,
That is
each one, it seems like, really should be about $5 each. But I wanted to give y'all a good deal on it. I want to warn you, I only have one. So when this one sells, that's it. Because I only have this one. And when I say I only have this one 2-pack, I don't mean that, oh, yeah, I have this 2-pack and I have some others individually. I have no other 2-packs. I have no 1-packs. I have no 3-packs. I don't think they even come in 3-packs. These are literally the only meat temperature sensors or probes that I have. Now, you don't have to use these for grilling. You don't have to use these for chicken. You could use these for your Thanksgiving turkey. You could use these for ham or for pork chops. You could use these for whatever you want to.
I've never seen them come in a 2-pack before. That's pretty amazing.
All right. Any interest on these?
$6 starting bid.
And once again, we're talking about excellent materials. We're talking about Teflon. We're talking about stainless steel.
A one and done. It always,
Okay, wow on this one. I was so surprised after the interesting grilling today. I thought for sure somebody somewhere would want these. But maybe I'm wrong.
always helps to be able to tell what temperature your meat is done at, so you don't make everybody sick. Nobody wants a food poisoning trek to the hospital.
Okay, well, I'm going to make this a last call, not only on this product, but on our Easter Sunday snack sale. I want to thank Rainbow Cookie Sprinkles for running the chat and letting us go a little extra long since her other modding gig is starting a little bit later tonight. Also, I want to thank Kitty for co-hosting today. I know she's got to be exhausted after Thursday and Saturday, and now a third time. She's really getting immersed in what auctioning on a regular basis is like. Shout out to Mr. Terry, too, for lending me your lovely and kind wife for day after day after day. So I also want to thank the members whose names are in green, as well as the bidders and the buyers, and even those of you who were kind enough to just spend time and chat. It's the chatting that makes the auction fun. We always say the more the merrier, and I hope to see all of you back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I say, laissez les bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. Roll in your life. Roll in your heart. Roll in your soul. Roll on and on and on. And after the outro, y'all make sure and leave a comment or even an emoji. That helps me so much.